speaking of, how to track and know and different things in nature, what's one economic indicator that retail investors ignore but should track weekly for better entries into the market?
Market Mondays. Y'all can look for all these fancy ass put to call ratio. Just tune in every week. Like hypothetically, if we just turn this into a hedge fund, I would push for 3 and 30 minimum, ideally 4 and 40. If the only investment is 2 hours and you get to keep all the profits, what are you missing out on? So that's my weekly indicator. I was gonna give another one when I first came in, but no, nothing bigger than program.
That's fair. That's fair. On a weekly basis, yeah, for sure. Mm-hmm. For sure.
Because like even this past weekend, my mom was like, you realize that like your sustainability has been greater than Kramer's? And I'm still a fan of Jim despite his last 10-year run. The first 5 that Jim had, oh my God, what? But I think it's just important to take out the fear when it comes to investing personally, regardless of what you do for a living, because the erasure of a bunch of economies is only going to continue to increase. Like I never would thought I would see the day where Pfizer is in a free fall and Hims is performing like Pfizer of 2000. Like economies of scale of just being destroyed, and there are new companies that are emerging as a result. And if you're not putting your money to work and having the best entrepreneurs work for you on your behalf, what are you doing?
Yeah. Noble's taking the beating too, but I think I agree. And obviously, I mean, we might be biased here, but even if we told you things like GDP, or we said, look at CPI, or hey, you should look at the job market, you would still need someone to explain to you what that actually means.
What the data means.
Yeah, what that data means, how to interpret it, what it means for you as a retail investor, how you can use that to your advantage. And so, yeah, I'm biased. I think we're the perfect place for that because we're going to tell you exactly like. Just in the last minute, that's what the job market is looking at. How many people have applied for unemployment this week?
Yeah,
that tells us something, right? That tells the Fed something. That tells whether they're going to raise or lower rates. That can affect you. We could say the acronyms, but they won't mean anything without context. And so, I stand
and experience. Like, it's one thing to put something in ChatGPT, but not having lived it. Like, even go to April when we had the drought. And if you're on TradingView, put on order flow and then see the put and call ratio and how when things shifted. Like little tips like that, knowing when to get into the market, when to get out, when to then apply the features, when to apply the options. Like that's life-changing.
What percentages you're looking at.
Absolutely.
Right. Having a long-term outlook. I mean, all these little nuggets that you just pick up all the way. Obviously, we've been doing it for 6 years now, and people take it for granted. But this is a valuable resource that a lot of people are taking advantage of. Shout out to everybody that's in here right now.
Yeah. Rashad, your FU number is 100
milli. I mean, we could settle for a little bit lower than that, but I just feel like that's bulletproof. Like,
yeah,
that's the bulletproof.
I'm trying to curse before then, but it's a good number.
I told Nicole 50. I'm out of here. Nicole's like, shout out to her. She's dope. 50. Good night. It's been real.
100.
That's when you do the internal media play. Market Mondays for the Vatican.
GG's. Oh, also, talking about InvestFest, read an article in the New York Post about Michael Rubin's Fanatic Fest. I'm sure you've probably seen it. With he had LeBron James and Tom Brady and Jay-Z was there and stuff like that. So, it's interesting because when you look at entrepreneurship, there's different levels that I think a lot of people are not fully aware of and privy to, right? Where it's like, okay, that's a big event. He brings a lot of celebrities through. Got it. But, it's interesting what he said, at least, is that last year that his event lost $14 million.
Wow.
15. Okay. Don't cheat him.
So, okay.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
So what that means to me is that you got to have even more of appreciation for an InvestFest. Not to beat the dead horse here, but
yeah, for real.
As a Black entrepreneur, a lot of times you don't have the luxury. This is what
that one loss will cripple most businesses.
It's over.
But that happens a lot across the board, right? Whereas it'll be a loss leader, a tax write-off just to boost your brand, but you're looking at profitability in 5 years. Jeff Bezos was on the Tonight Show, is a legendary clip, and Jay Leno was, joking with him like, when is your company ever going to be profitable? This was like, 20 years ago.
Yeah.
And he was saying like, it's going to take time to get profitable. We got to be profitable from day one.
Yeah.
Or there is no day two. You know what I'm saying?
That part. That's the difference.
That's the part of business that I think a lot of people don't fully understand. We don't have the luxury to not be profitable, because if we're not profitable, then there's no show.
He lost 15 last year.
Yeah, last year. He said it probably won't be profitable this year. When you talk about because people forget the cost of activations, you got to get people there. All these things add up. Now, obviously, it's $1 billion company at this point. But they're taking a loss every year. He doesn't know when it's going to be profitable.
So when you put together these events and you get the top level celebrities, and like this is top level celebrities that we're talking about as far as that we've been able to curate, right? And top level business people and top level billionaires and high level activations, just don't take that for granted, because it's difficult.
Incredibly.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, this is somebody that literally lost $15 million on an event.
And that's what.
And to have a lit event and not make money on it is cool. You had Casa Knott and Cash and LeBron. Man. What?
Who else can you? I mean, Jordan. That's probably the only person that's not there that he could have had in that space.
But that just highlights one particular area. Like I said, this could be a tech company. This could be an engineering firm. This can be a lumber company. A lot of times, what we lack in our community, we talk about access to capital, but we lack access to runway.
That's a great point.
Like it takes a runway to be able to fly a plane, right? Like sometimes the runway is the size of a couple football fields. We're flying planes off a 50-foot
driveway.
Exactly. There's no room for error, and you almost got to be. It's almost a miracle to take a plane off on a 50-foot driveway. That's actually a miracle. You got to be an extremely skilled pilot, and is 1 in a million. That's what when you see certain level of success, you got to understand that it's impossible.
Yeah. Like
sometimes in mathematics, when something has such a low probability of happening, they just deem it as this is just impossible, right? Yeah, like if it's like 0.1, like the number is so low that it's a possibility, but technically it's impossible. That's what we are.
Fact.
Humbly.
No.
Respectfully.
No, respectfully, not humbly.
No,
respectfully.
But it's a learning, but it's not even to brag.
It's a learning. Yeah.
It's a learning. I just wanted to because it's business. It's a business. So when you start your business, just understand the type of obstacles that you're up against, right? And then on top of that, you're going to have to deal with some level of criticism, jealousy, and envy from people that look just like you. That's the part that's hurtful the most. That's the most hurtful part of this situation, because it's like if you do something that's impossible, you're not only providing inspiration and motivation for somebody else, but you're also providing a pathway and a blueprint for somebody else to potentially do what you did. But
give you no equity in it.
When you have some level of hate, jealousy, and criticism from people that you're actually leading on a certain level to the same promised land that you're trying to get to yourself, that's hurtful.
Well, I want to commend y'all, because even like, I mean, how long did it take for the Jack Dorsey thing to come together?
No comment.
But these things take.
It takes time, man. We keep saying it over and over.
Like,
that's what. Like I had this conversation.
Like you sit through 4 years of no's to get a maybe. Last year, that they go fly to Miami and hang out for 14 hours.
That's a fact. That's a fact. That is a fact.
And that goes for anyone, anybody that you see up there. It takes time. It takes nurturing. It takes networking. It takes building relationships with people who are around the person. It takes conversations. It takes text messages that don't get responded to for 3 months.
Yeah.
And you just got to be patient.
Yep.
And don't take it personal.
And work through it.
Yeah, that's it.
But for the clothes that I see out there,
what's happening here, right? Like people don't fully understand what's happening. What happening here is something that is revolutionary, right? And it has to work. We don't have the advantage of it not working. It has to work because it's not just us, right? If it don't work for us, imagine how hard it's going to be for the next person that's trying to kick this down. We got to kick this door down. We got to get it right, and we got to do it at a high level of excellence. And that's what we're doing every single year, over and over. So shout out to all the partners who have been with us. Shout out to the new partners that are here with us this year. It takes that, right? Because if we don't get it done, it's not going to happen. So you got to support us. You got to protect us. You got to make sure that you champion it, because this is important.